Just a minute. Just a minute. Hello. Okay, so let's get started. So first, two things which I had set up. I think there was something wrong with that. So, but at least this is working. That's fine. So if you are watching later, that's fine. If you are joining now, welcome, and then thanks for joining. I hope you'll like this session, and then we'll get started. So the things that what I'm going to paint is line and wash, which is with the line with waterproof pen. This is what I've used, not the thin one. This is a little bit 0.5 mm. And then first what I did is I drew with pencil, and then I on top of that anything if there was any mistake, so then I fixed it with the pen as well. And apart from that, you can see in the center these ones I drew first, so that anything which goes behind that petal, actually you can see that that line is not is behind that. So that's one thing that you need to remember if you are actually very much concerned about the things that what you want to show or what you don't want to show. So that's one part. And then mainly with the drawing is there are two three things that you need to remember. One is a circle or oval shape. Define where the center is. Depending on that, you start drawing all the petals. If you see here, see this petal is folded that side. That's the back side or the underneath of the flower petal. Sorry. So this is folded this side, underneath of the petal, underneath of the petal, underneath of the petal. So you have to keep this in mind. One of my courses were not now it's about still life, so that's where I've explained all of this. But still, so you get an idea. Circle, define where that center is actually going to be, because if I'm looking from top, it will be exactly in the middle if it is a circle. If I tilt it or if I look at it from different point of view, so I know that that's not exactly going to be the center. So it can be an oval shape, and then petals are actually going all all around it. But one thing that you need to remember is that make sure that just to give more definition to your drawing, the foldings, all of them, actually try to concentrate on those. And I've just drawn some of these um leaves as well. So I'm going to use this round brush, number 7 round brush. This is actually going to be my palette. Very simple. Main thing is it depends on your drawing. And understand that when I said depends on your drawing, understand where the light source is from, and where are you going to put the highlights or the dark ones. Right? Okay, sorry about that. Let's see. So now color, you can actually use violet, red, blue, or rose. What I'm going to do is I'll use crimson for this. Let me use crimson, but I'm going to mix this here. The reason behind that is because it's line and wash. I'm not exactly going to depict three-dimensional light, highlight, shadow, everything is there, but only thing is this is with the pen and then the painting. So let's just use this, or otherwise I can actually use this rose madder. So this is the rose one, maybe I should use that. Let's just try this one actually. Let's just use that instead of crimson. This is rose madder. Is all of these are actually artist paints. So let's just try this one. Actually this should make sense. It's a wash, it is not exactly, there are many paintings that I have done. It's available on my website as well. Those are actually made as the videos which are there from live. There are some recordings are there. Mainly those are all the ones which are recorded, and some of them are actually made part of the course. So I'm going to use this rose madder. I have to be very careful with this. So you can actually just do it as is, but I'll be very careful with that one as well. Here, if you see, there is a line which is missing from here that goes on that side. That is that petal one. Okay, let's start working from the top part here. Remember, it's a wash, but when I say wash, I'm going to just leave a little bit of that stem and all that. So, and then that's it. So I'm going to just do the wash here this side. Okay. So a little bit white, I'm going to leave it as is. I'm not going to, but there is something else I wanted to do. Let me just take Cambo shoe a little bit. That is actually going to be the wash in the center. That side is fine, but at least I can actually manage a little bit here in the center and here. Remember, this is a wash, so that I'm actually trying to make sure that it's easier for you to follow and easier to get this done. So I'm just going to wash this little bit with that, wash little bit in the center there, little bit there too, and maybe I'll make it little bit brighter in the center. Right, just the same Gambo shoe, little bit brighter. Right, okay, there. Okay, fine. Now let's go petal by petal with the same paint. Maybe I need to add some more water to this. Even if it gets mixed, that's fine. So let's just see, because I need a little bit darker from the center and going outside. I will make sure that I won't touch here, where, like I said, there, little bit there, and here. Right, okay, right, that's it. You can actually wet it and then do it. That is also an option if you really want to do it that way. Let's do that for this petal. Let's do a little bit of wetting, wet that surface until here, and then drop some color on this. Actually wetting is fine, but still I would prefer to get some lines rather than just wetting that. So drag this little bit, that's fine. Anything, if we need at any point of time, if we need darkness, we will come back with the second layer. For now we will just do it that way, and again this time I will just do it straight on that part. I need a little bit dark. You see that there. Okay, there, pull this outside, so but also maintain the whites as well. little bit, right? Leave it, that's enough. Then I'm going to the next petal. It's easy actually, it's not that difficult. You have to just manage highlights and shadows and contrast, mainly contrast as well. So let's go here, let's go here, and this part. So pull this just with a dry brush type, pull that across, and then see where it goes. That will actually define some highlight texture, get that from your dry brush itself. So that should be good enough. Again, go very easy, very easy. So again here, little bit dark, start with dark, and then we'll wash our brush and then pull this. You can, the yellow what we have put gambo shoe, you can actually each petal you can do it with at a time, yellow and red, yellow and red. So that is also a possibility. Let me just increase little bit of contrast here. Center there, maybe a little bit here and a little bit here. As you can see, the contrast, by increasing contrast, so I know that that side is little bit darker, and then it gets lighter and with the highlights, all of that, right? So now things to remember: if light is from top, the bottom, these folded ones might get light, might not get light, depending on the direction and the where the light is placed. So I am thinking it is somewhere from top this side, and then the bottom ones are not getting light. If the light is from bottom, the bottom one gets lighter, so light, then highlight will be from at the bottom or anything, any folding, and then the other side will not be. So depending on that, you have to manage. Observation is very important. So depending on that, you try to see how it looks, where the light is placed, where the highlight is, where the shaded part, and where the shadow is. So here I'm going to make it very simple, because it's folded here. Anything which is coming under, I'm going to just paint it a little bit darker, so shaded part. So we'll just think that it is the shaded part, little bit there, little bit there, not the entire thing, right? Just that watercolor, it's going to dry later, so anyways don't worry about it. Little bit leave that white, right? Then I'll do the same thing for this part here, a little bit, right? And here intentionally I will make this little bit darker at this side, so I know that difference is there. And then before, then I'll make that lighter, right? So those are the foldings. Anywhere I feel that I really need to make dark, I'll just put a little bit darker at the tip here, and then get that dark, right? So here be careful about
Hello.
hello, yes, that's
So what is happening here?
what is
Happening here?
happening. Something is happening there, check.
Something is always happening.
Here I just wanted to make a little bit darker, so just see that you are not losing the how is it going?
So main thing is the yellow should not mix with the red here.
Nah, doesn't matter that actually it is mixed, usually it should.
No, like should it be able to spread here?
No, that's okay, because this is pen and wash, so I am actually not worried about that. I'll try to put even a little bit yellow on top. Let's see what yellow we can get on top of that. It's just anyways wash, so I have to keep in mind that it is just there. Okay, that's it, that's good enough. So then these ones, what are these called as?
Stem.
Stamen, correct? Stamens. So for those are little bit brownish type, so I think I'm going to use burnt umber. Again, make sure that they are actually visible. Leave some white on top, like the highlight, because that's one the essential part of this line and wash. So let me just make it a little bit darker. Okay, little bit white, leave it like that. So I think it's visible, but I think some lines actually they got covered here, but I don't know. I can try using a line, but I think 3D liner I'll put that later. So when I post it later, you get to see that that line is there. I'll just put a 3D liner line on top of that. I might use any of them, so I have 3D liner, so I'll go to use that one later. Or otherwise, you can keep it as is. Let's just concentrate on this. Here I will actually for the this one. So let's just take green, little bit dark, and then just take wash. It is just a wash. So little bit white, leave it. That's fine. And do the same thing on this one. But here, what I'll do is I'll just to keep it more. I'll leave little bit of line and here little bit of line, right? But we had that pink, so I'm going to add some pink to that, so just to get that some kind of color. So that is that, right? That there, leave little bit of white here and there, that's fine. So this time what I'll do is I'll add pink to this here first, then next I will try to add some more water because it's a wash, so I don't want to. Okay, some white line, some white there. Okay, that red is just the color in that. Wait, let me just take out this, make it lighter. Okay, that's fine. Mix color, color mixed. Here I'll draw that as part of this. Then again go back with the highlights, shadows, all that. Leave that little bit of color. You add that here, so it is part of that, and little bit of color add here. Maybe add little bit of color there. So that's good enough. So now what I wanted to do is let's just do the same thing for this one as well. That is that part, right? Okay, just to get that contrast of this flower, the surrounding color I'm going to paint something else, because that's when I'll be able to show, because this is secondary, this is primary. So I'm going to use little bit of blue. Which blue? Ultramarine blue, Prussian blue. Let's use ultramarine blue. Let's see, I'll show you. Maybe if it feels like you want to stop here, you can stop there itself, but I think I'm going to go with a little bit of darker color so this becomes brighter. So let's just see here if I'm going to go with that. Leave little bit of white here and leave that little bit of gap as well. Right, as you can see, I'll try to increase that contrast by little bit more, and then I'll just do just like that. So that is what I'm going to get, that contrast there. Little bit lighter, little bit darker. This is just an optional, so it's up to you. what you want to do. So I'm going to just add that here. See, if I put little bit darker here, what will happen? The lines of those stamens are actually going to be visible better. They are more visible. That's why I'm just trying to concentrate on that one. Then here, when I go again, I'll take this side. What I'll do is, let's just do something different. So while adding this color, I'll take some Prussian blue and add it to that. Prussian blue, just the same look, but it gives a punch. So I am going to just add to that, just like that, right? Little bit color here. I can add the same color here a little bit with that color, right? So mix and match. That's enough. Just like that. Okay. And one more here this side. What I'll do is I'll do the same thing again. Not everywhere, I'm not going to cover everywhere. Just keep in mind that I'm just doing it for part of it. Okay, let's take a little bit of Prussian blue and get this. That's it. Little bit of ultramarine. I feel maybe here a little bit here. I will mask this. Not everywhere, like I said, I'm just going to leave it as is. So that's where I'm going to leave this. Let's see anything I feel odd, I'm just going to put that. Just like that. Just like that. Right. At this point, now that the center is dried, if you really want to make it a little bit darker, this is the time that if you want to make it, but there are some things which are missing, so we'll do work on that. This has to be only in the center a little bit. There's some texture, there's some lines, details, not much there, and a little bit here as well, right? Okay, so now that it's done, I'm not going to use any other, I can use the same dots, but I can also use this. Anything is fine, but let's just try with this itself. Anyhow, we are with the color. If you really want, you can actually use just the pen itself. So I'm going to put some dots based on that. Anyhow, we are with that color, so I can actually put that a little bit. Just take more paint and less water. You can make it darker by adding maybe just a touch of burnt sienna or otherwise Prussian blue itself. Right, just little bit of details, little bit of details here and there. There, maybe this I can put a little bit more on bigger, so it's actually in the front based on that. Okay, that's enough. I'm going to match up that. A little bit dark. After this, again, if you want, you can go back and draw those lines, but I think I'm okay with that. Let me just see if I can make a little bit of darker lines here so that see that line properly. There, that line is there. Just defining that particular line. Apart from that, I'm not doing anything. Right there, it's dark already, you won't be able to see much. Okay, I think that should be good enough. So if you like this live session, give a thumbs up and also share it with your friends and family so that they can also watch and learn. So just concentrate on what I've actually explained, and then you should be good with the learning. So I hope you liked it. Thank you for joining. I'll see you next Saturday again, 8 o'clock. Today was a little bit late, but next Saturday, 8 o'clock. Thank you.
I'll also see you next
Next
Saturday.
next Saturday. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.